Hi, my name is Kalia Cherry, and today I'm going to talk about adaptation. This is for my Biology 112 class for my spring 2024 semester. So, what is adaptation? Adaptation occurs when a living organism's behavioral, psychological, and structures are adjusted or changed to make it more adapted to survive in any given environment. An example of an animal that's gone through adaptation is the elephant. African elephants have larger ears than Asian elephants because ears are used to keep the elephant cool, and African elephants live in hotter climates. Check out the image at the top on the left side. You can see that Asian elephant's ears are tremendously smaller than the right image of the African elephant. Adaptation is the product of evolution that occurs in life forms over the course of time. This practically means that adaptation will not happen super quick. It will take years and years before adaptation will ever come into play. Structure adaptations. Structural adaptations are unique physical characteristics that enable an organism to thrive in its environment. Structural modifications may assist creatures to collect the food that they need to survive in any type of weather, environmental circumstances, or to move with ease, such as to dodge predators. The image that I used was a little baby duckling. This image was a great example because ducks have webbed feet, which means that their toes are linked by a small flap of skin. This allows them to swim effortlessly in the water. Ducks' feathers are coated in an oily coating to make them waterproof. Polar bears. Polar bears' claws are large and sharp, allowing them to pull slippery seals out from beneath the water. Polar bears also have large skulls and razor sharp teeth that help them hunt their prey. They have large canines in the front and very sharp back molars that help them strip blubber and fat from their prey. Check out the image in the very middle. Look at the polar bear's paws. If you can either see or you can think about if you've had a pet or have a pet, like a cat or dog, think about their different paw sizes. The polar bear's paws are ginormous. An additional structure adaptation is the frog. Strong legs allow frogs to hop far and swiftly. Long and strong legs are characteristics of frogs that spend a lot of time in the water. They usually swim and jump great distances with these legs to avoid predators and capture prey. Some frogs also have webbed feet, which are just the tissue in between their toes. This allows them to swim more quickly and farther. Consider a structural adaptation. Camouflage enables animals to make certain modifications to their external bodies that improve their chances of survival in their surrounding environment. They use it as a hunting aid to assist them being seen by their predators. With sunlight peeping through the treetops to the tree or to the forest floors, the striped coat of the tiger makes them look quite natural. Because their stripes help break up their body structures and make them harder for unaware prey to identify, tigers are able to blend in with their surroundings. As you can see, there is a tiger trying to use camouflage in this slide. Just check it out right in the middle. Structural adaptations in plants. Plants also undergo structural adaptations. Plants use specific traits to better survive in wet environments. Some leaves found in the tropical rainforest have waxy surface and a drip tip. This allows waters to flow quickly off the leaf so that photosynthesis is not affected and the growth of fungi is reduced. Look at the very bottom of the image of the plant that I incorporated. You can see the drip tip. Behavioral adaptation. A behavioral a behavior that has evolved or modified over time to improve an animal's chances of surviving is referred to as behavioral adaptation. The two images of animals that I incorporated was the sea turtle and hedgehog, which they are great examples of behavioral adaptation. Hibernation. For animals that stay in one place all year round, hibernation is a behavioral adaptation that maximizes energy ability. It is an alternative for providing a lot of insulation in order to stay warm, continuously fed, and to maintain a high metabolism rate. I chose to use a bear because I feel like the bear for hibernation is an iconic animal to use. Migration. Migration is the seasonal long distance movement from one environment or location to another. This universal tactic is used by a wide variety of animals worldwide as an adaptive reaction to environmental changes such as shifts in the availability and resources or temperatures. The Canadian geese is an amazing example of migration. Also, if you look at the bottom, I incorporated a monarch butterfly map which shows where they migrate. Migration of insects. A few examples of insects that migrate are the dragonfly. Every year, millions of dragonflies migrate from Canada and the northern United States to the Gulf Coast, Mexico, and the West Indies, and other locations during the late summer and early fall. The second is the grasshopper. This species is found mostly in meadows and grassland habitats, and it is closely dispersed through Northern America. Observations of this species migrating occur when large swarms gather to look for food. A swarm traveling more than 500 kilometers was the subject of one of the longest migrations ever documented. Number three is the monarch butterfly. Monarchs cannot withstand the bitter cold winters found in northern climates. In contrast to other butterflies, the monarchs use cues from their surroundings to determine when it is time to head south for the winter. Number four is the moths. The movement is most likely caused by the moths having a consistent supply of summer flowers. Moths consume the nectar that flowers produce. Furthermore, the moths may be able to preserve energy and live longer due to the long temperatures at higher grounds. Migration of birds. A few examples of birds that migrate are number one, the ruby throated hummingbird. One species of hummingbird that typically migrate to Canada and other regions of eastern North America in the summer to nest is the ruby-throated hummingbird, which spends the winters in Central America, Mexico, and Florida. Number two is the snowy owl. While some snowy owls in North America spend the entire year on their nesting grounds, others travel to southern Canada and the northern half of the mainland United States. During the winter months, snowy owls are a common winter sight in New England, New York, and the northern plains. Number three is the red-winged blackbirds. Red-winged male blackbirds move south in the fall, following the females, then return north in the spring. Number four is the songbirds. Migration songbirds migrate through the spring and fall from as far north as Canada to Central and South America. Some birds fly straight over the Gulf while others circle it. Plants use behavioral adaptations too. Plant roots that lean downward may be doing so to take advantage of gravity or to grow straight up towards water to maximize photosynthesis. To collect insects, some plants like the Venus flytrap have involved behavioral and structural adaptations. Physiological adaptations. An organism must adjust its internal process to maintain stability in order to survive in its environment. Some examples of physiological adaptations include controlling body temperatures, releasing toxins or poisons, releasing antifreeze proteins to prevent freezing in cold climates, and releasing nectar to attract prey. As you can see, I incorporated a skunk, which is a very great example of physiological adaptations. An example of an animal that uses physiological adaptations would be the emperor penguin. Through an advanced heat exchange mechanism in their nasal passages, emperor penguins are able to recover 80% of the heat that escapes with their breath. Emperor penguins require adaptations to allow them to cool down since they are so adapted to the cold that they are higher risk of overheating when they are on land. Physiological adaptation examples of plants. The junior plant, which has waxy berries and waxy leaves. This prevents water loss. Number two is the yucca plant. Yucca plants use its thick, waxy skin to retain moisture. Additionally, the yucca plant has strong roots that hold water for the plant when it is needed. Number three, the prickly pear plant. The prickly pear plant has swollen roots that help it easily capture rainfall. Excessive water is stored in the pads of the plant. These adaptations help the prickly pear survive during long periods of heat and drought. And number four is the sage bush plant. It is adapted to heat, summer heat, and drought, dropping their leaves only during periods of extreme drought stress. The root system is shallow and fibrous, allowing the plant to make advantage of early season rains and rapid growth. So, as you can see, adaptation is very important for any organism to survive. It must be able to adapt in its surroundings. This entitles change to withstand the ecosystem's climate's condition, predators, and other species that for the same resources, such as food and space. Here is my works cited page. Thank you for watching.